This is a big moment for Roquan Smith. The Ravens linebacker faced a major challenge when he was fined by the NFL after a controversial play. But instead of accepting the fine without a fight, Roquan did something incredible. He stood his ground, appealed, and managed to reverse the league's decision. This not only shows the strength and character of the player, but it could also be a turning point for his season. Want to know how this moment could impact Roquan and the Ravens moving forward? Stay with me until the end and understand why this is a huge moment in his career. Go Ravens! In the game against the Buccaneers in Week 7, the Ravens secured an incredible 41-31 victory, marking their fifth straight win of the season. It was a night that seemed perfect, with the team dominating and showing why they are one of the favorites. But in the final minutes, everything took an unexpected turn. Chris Godwin, one of the top wide receivers in the NFL, suffered a serious injury after a tackle from Roquan Smith. He dislocated his ankle, was carted off the field, and couldn't continue in the season. For the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Godwin's injury was devastating. He was one of the team's biggest offensive weapons and had been playing at an elite level, helping keep his team competitive. Also, this was a contract year for Godwin, making it even more important for him to stay healthy and produce strong results. The loss of such a key player didn't just affect the team, but also Godwin himself, who saw his season cut short at its peak. The tackle itself sparked reactions throughout the league, both because of the severity of the injury and the controversy that followed. The NFL accused Roquan Smith of using a hip drop tackle, a move they started penalizing this season for being dangerous. As a result, the linebacker was fined more than $16,000, drawing even more attention to the case. However, Smith decided to appeal, and the outcome of that appeal ended up surprising many people. After the fine was reversed, Roquan Smith felt relieved and even more at ease, as the NFL's decision to rescind the $16,883 fine validated his stance that the play was legal. Smith had always emphasized that his goal was never to injure Chris Godwin, and with the successful appeal, he received an important validation both in the sporting and personal realms. This decision, in addition to relieving him financially, was a symbolic win as it proved that the play wasn't as misinterpreted as initially thought. The linebacker also made it clear that, despite the controversy, he would continue to play the way he always has, with intensity, but without losing his ethics. He understands the responsibility of being in a league like the NFL and acknowledges that how plays are perceived by others can be distorted, but he doesn't allow it to demotivate. The league's decision, therefore, not only saved him money, but also reinforced his stance on the field. This appeal victory also sparked a deeper debate about how the NFL should handle cases like this in the future, where the player's intent is more important than the visual perception of the play. With the reversal of the fine, the issue of rule enforcement became even more prominent, especially in terms of how the league handles play interpretations and penalties for controversial cases. And you, fan, do you think the NFL should be more flexible in these situations and take the player's intent into account? Put your opinion in the comments about whether you think the league's rules should change or if you're in favor of stricter penalties. Let's discuss it in the comments. This discussion raises the question of how the NFL can improve the way it evaluates and punishes controversial play to avoid misunderstandings like this in the future. After the fine was imposed, Roquan Smith didn't just sit back. He decided to file an appeal to contest the NFL penalty, believing that the play didn't deserve punishment. Smith remained firm in his belief that the tackle was clean and within the rules, and that the fine was unjust. To him, the play was a natural part of an NFL game, especially in such an important matchup, and he had no intention of causing harm to Chris Godwin. The appeal process involved a detailed analysis of the play, with Smith arguing that the move didn't fit what the NFL considers a hip drop tackle. This type of tackle, where the player uses their own weight to bring the opponent down, has been closely monitored by the league due to the risks it poses. However, Smith and his attorneys managed to show that in this case, he didn't use this technique illegally or recklessly. The good news for Smith came when the NFL decided to reverse the fine, accepting the argument that the play wasn't a hip drop tackle and that the penalty was, in fact, mistaken. For the player, this brought relief both financially and psychologically, as he knew he was in compliance with the rules and that the game should be played with the freedom to make plays. This situation raised questions about how the NFL should handle rule changes and how it impacts the way players perform within the game's rules. Well, we're past the halfway point of the video, but I noticed you haven't liked this video yet. It's really important for YouTube to keep promoting my content to you, and that's how I'll keep bringing this to you. So hit that like button. It's free. Thanks. Now let's keep going. After the controversy involving the fine, Roquan Smith is preparing for the next game with renewed energy. He knows all eyes are on him and is focused on proving that his skills were not affected by external issues. During practice, Roquan has intensified his focus on his techniques, ensuring there's no room for mistakes that could be misinterpreted, like the controversial tackle that led to the fine. His preparation now involves more than just the physical aspect. He is also mentally preparing to deal with the added pressure. Additionally, Smith has been dedicating himself to studying the NFL rules more deeply, ensuring his on-field approach aligns with the league's expectations. Knowing that more focus will be placed on his plays, he has been adjusting his approach, aiming for a more precise and intelligent execution of moves, avoiding any situation that could be misinterpreted. This also involves working even more closely with his coaching staff, refining every detail that can make a difference. Roquan, aware that his image is on the line, is also working hard to maintain a positive and constructive attitude. He knows the upcoming games will be crucial in solidifying his reputation and distancing any doubts about his integrity on the field. Every tackle, every play will be an opportunity to showcase his excellence and prove he's one of the best linebackers. After the fine was reversed, Roquan Smith's situation is still generating some buzz. Although he managed to reverse the fine, the controversy sparked a debate about rule enforcement and public perception. Many fans and commentators remain divided on the fairness of the penalty, and even though he won the appeal, it has still affected Roquan's image to some extent. For some, he still carries the stigma of the infraction, even with the reversal. However, Smith has shown determination not to let this define his career. He understands that in a league like the NFL, where visibility is huge, any incident gets attention, and it can affect public perception, regardless of how the case ends. The way he behaves in the upcoming games will be crucial to overcoming this phase and showing that he's more than just a controversy. Roquan knows that to continue earning respect, he will need to not only follow the rules, but also excel through his skills and conduct on the field. However, the issue of fine and league rules won't disappear so easily. This case raised a broader debate about the need for more clarity in the application of penalties, and now Roquan finds himself at the center of that discussion. He, who has always advocated for clean play, continues to seek ways to contribute to a safer and fairer game without losing his characteristic intensity. To wrap it up, this episode with Roquan Smith clearly demonstrated how far he's willing to fight for what he believes in, not letting adversity shake. This reversal in the NFL's decision could be more than just a personal victory. It could mark a turning point that propels his season forward. So, Finn, what do you think of Roquan's attitude? Do you think this moment will be a game changer for him and the Ravens? Leave your opinion in the comments. Let's discuss it.